Hey everybody, welcome back to Rarest Photos. As you can tell, I'm sounding better and better. Still not completely well, but I definitely appreciate all of your well wishes and your prayers and your suggestions. And some of those suggestions are in these comments. Unfortunately, I could be reading some books for you right now, but I'm on the road, and I just don't have the book, and I can't read a book while I'm driving. That's just too difficult. It's one thing to maybe read a comment at a stoplight or talk about certain subjects while I'm driving. Like, for instance, this Priscilla book. Okay, you guys know that I haven't really talked much about that. Do y'all want me to buy it when it comes out so we can read it and see what's in it? That's one of the things I kind of always hear, a half and half. Don't give her any more money. But and they do say that no publicity is bad publicity, so even bad publicity can be good for Priscilla. That being said, do I think we need to know what she's doing, know what she's saying? I do believe that. I prefer to try to get things, not for free, but not spend money on it, especially when it's out. Like if I can get it used or something like that, after somebody's read it, and then I'm not giving her any more money. Somebody's paid money for the book, and then I buy it for a couple bucks to that person that spent the money. That's usually the way I like to go about things when it comes to Priscilla. Hey, Madeline, while we're on this comment, God bless you, dear Joe, for loving them like we do and seeing the truth that we also see. Prissy is so fake and such a phony. Anyone who sees her as special has not opened their eyes. So I think I've said before, I have for a long time in my younger days, even in my 30s, even 20s and 30s, I really kind of thought that Priscilla was a victim in all of this. That she was young, that she tried to make it work, that Elvis was probably fairly upfront with her, I thought, or she would had to have no common sense not to realize that he was a playboy and that he loved women, and that every woman in the world loved him. And I kind of defended her. And there's going to be more comments that scroll through here. It's just the beginning is a little slow, so I could do a little intro. And so I took that stance. But then reading Child Bride, watching how she was contradictory about Elvis in public, watching how she always presented herself as the victim in a lot of ways, and then how she treated her daughter Lisa, and then of course the lawsuit with Riley, and some people don't like Riley either. I spent 3 hours speaking with Bridget Cruz about a month ago. We haven't had her on the channel. It doesn't mean that we won't. But we spoke for 3 hours, and she had a lot of bad things to say about Riley. Once again, I've always given people the benefit of the doubt for the most part, unless I see something myself. I feel like Riley was given an impossible mantle to uphold for us Elvis fans. And at the same time, I wasn't pleased with the Christmas special. Having a bunch of the newer artists there and none of the olders. They should have had Tom Jones there, something like that. Anybody that was associated with Elvis, they should have had some more people and had a mixture of the newer artists and the older artists. That's really, really, really what I felt should have been done. But that being said, I didn't like how Priscilla handled the whole thing, suing her granddaughter, and her granddaughter certainly didn't either. And I reported on that, right when it came out, all the way through it, and I was right about it completely. Not that it makes me, a genius. It doesn't. The thing is, it happened so quick, and we know who was closer to Lisa. Riley was closer to Lisa. Priscilla was not. They were very estranged. So attacking Riley and the estate and accusing Riley and Ben of forging signatures or whatever the scenario was, that she didn't trust that it was really changed by Lisa, that Lisa wouldn't have done that. I knew there was major trouble in paradise. And of course, she had hired Bridget Cruz to try to reinvigorate her career. She was on the verge of being bankrupt when she hired Bridget, and Bridget got her out of all of that stuff. And then of course we know that she sues Bridget for elder abuse, all this other stuff. Now Once again, do I know everything there is to know about the Bridget Cruz and Priscilla case? I don't, but I do have 3 hours of conversation with Bridget to give me some information from her side, as well as what I've seen online. I just usually try not to make too big of a point about talking about something unless I truly feel like I've got such a great handle on it that I'm not going to be wrong. Not that we can be wrong. We can all be wrong, and it's perfectly fine. But yeah, maybe we'll do something about that. Hey Ruth, appreciate that. We say thank you to the mailman. Say our grace and our amens. The song Elvis is alive in all of us. What a beautiful rendition. You sing so well, Joe. Love the song she sings. Very upbeat. It makes you sit up. Please do take care of yourself. Truly appreciate your readings. I always get sad when story time ends. And I'm sorry. Hey, happy belated Valentine's Day to you as well. I will get back to the reading. I really have enjoyed doing that over the past 6 months or so, and I will continue doing it. There's just been this little break in it, and I promise you, we will read a lot in 2025. That being said, I'm going to be in a stretch here where I'm not going to be able to read much of the comments. So I've already seen them. I've already screen recorded them, read them, hearted them, all that stuff. So let me play some music while y'all see whether your comment was featured or not. And then, of course, if you disagree with a comment on here, you can always respectfully disagree or agree or put your own spin on it. Yeah, we'll keep featuring you in 2025 as well. And, I hadn't really heard of a song that written for Elvis called the Memphis Flash. And, of course, that's one of his nicknames, maybe one of the lesser known ones. But very cool nickname. And I think you'd probably like that a lot better than Elvis the Pelvis.
He shot her up like a firework in 1954 when everything on records and TV was a bore. Locks of hair falling down over his sullen eyes. It's twisting in and out and didn't even realize he was every daddy's nightmare and every daughter's dream. Whose mothers didn't know they should have those girls to scream. Right along beside them is all the cameras flash. Without Elvis there's no Orbison, Jerry Lee or Cash. He was straight out of Tupelo, the Memphis Flash. Tried to ban him, cops lined up at shows. They said, shake it one more time, son, we'll see how your headline goes. But Elvis, he just stood there, wiggling his one finger. They still screamed and rushed the stage for their favorite singer. He was every daddy's nightmare and every daughter's dream. Those mothers didn't know they should have those girls to scream. Right along beside them is all the cameras flashed. Without Elvis there's no Orbison, Jerry Lee or Cash. He was straight out of Tupelo, the Memphis Flash. Institution tried to ban him, cops lined up at shows. They shake it one more time, son, we'll see how your story goes. But Elvis, he just stood there wiggling his one finger. They still screamed and rushed the stage for their favorite rock and singer. He was every daddy's nightmare and every daughter's dream. Those mothers didn't know they should have their nose screen. Right along beside them is all the cameras flashed. Without Elvis there'd be no Jerry Lee or Johnny Cash. He was straight out of Tupelo, Memphis Flash. He still makes them cry and smile to this very day. There will never be another Elvis. Mark the words here that I say. He was every daddy's nightmare nightmare and every daughter's dream. Those mothers didn't know they should have those girls scream. Right along beside them as all the cameras flashed. Without Elvis, there's no Orbison, Jerry Lee, or Cash. He was straight out of Tupelo, the Memphis Flash. He was straight out of Tupelo, Elvis, the Memphis Flash.
Hey Mary, I'm rewatching Elvis and Lucy. You sing the I've Seen a Change So Good. I think you're probably thinking about the, maybe I was playing piano. I've seen a change come into our lives. Yeah, one of my favorite songs. And the crazy thing, I just didn't realize it throughout my whole life, was that Red West wrote that song. You know, Red West gave us one of the most iconic Elvis songs, in my opinion. But regardless, and of course, he messed it all up writing that book. But you guys have heard how Billy Stanley thinks about it. I think he said he doesn't wish any ill will towards them, but he did say, "Would a real friend have written that book?" I think that's one of the things he said that was very succinct. Hey, Melissa. Oh, Joe, you sound so congested. Yes, I'm so glad you're finding some relief. My heart goes out to you. I've had and been around these horrible, horrible viruses 24/7 as I care for the ill, and it's been in my home constantly. It's not been a fun time, and you just easily tire of it. I just came down sick Thursday myself, this time with an upper respiratory strain. I depend heavily on my peppermint oil and oil of oregano. I appreciate that. That's good advice. And, one thing is, like, I normally don't get sick, but because I normally kind of defend my immune system by taking a lot of Allison, LIC, and ALLI-C. It's on Amazon. It's basically, each pill is 36 cloves worth of garlic in each pill of allicin, which is the antiviral, fungal, bacterial, and anti-inflammatory portion of the garlic bulb. But I ran out of it, and seems like when I run out of it and there's a bunch of viruses going on, I get it. That being said, I did finally get some bottles in, and I really, really, really took a lot in the span of the last 2.5-3 days. So I'm getting a lot better pretty quick. You know how these colds and viruses can hang on for weeks. So you must be a caregiver. I don't know whether you're a nurse, whether you an in-home nurse or a hospital, or let me know. I really would like to know who you are. And here's another song while we are reading some great comments out there. Y'all might remember this one. This was actually one of my most watched videos. Maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, I went to Graceland and recorded some footage, and it gave me the idea for the song, and I wrote it while I was at Graceland.
The shadow of the king still haunts the Memphis night in the dimming southern light. Graceland comes alive. He walks those southern halls, his footsteps fall and fall, until those gates up front swing wide and bring his fans inside. Elvis looks out, smiles down at the crowd, from his window way up high at Graceland, watching time go by, watching over us all, day after day, night after night. Memories like a song keeps the king walking on. He is still amazed. We love him to this day. Elvis looks out, smiles down at the crowd, from his window way up high at Graceland, watching time go by, watching over us all, from his window way up high at Graceland, watching time go by, watching over us all, day after day, night after night, day after day, night after night.
Hey Trista, you said, okay, I'm curious, what do the purple and red boxes by people's names mean? Joe, I really hope you're taking time to rest. Sometimes it's easy to get sick when you're stressing and running through life. Feel better soon. Gosh, that's great advice for all of us, right? It's difficult. I mean, you know what they say, I'll sleep when I'm dead, you know? I mean, if in this lifetime, it's very difficult to take time off. As you guys remember, even when I was on vacation at the beach, when I started doing the book reading, I was working, you know, but I was also taking some time to rest. But that being said, I wasn't working my regular job at that point in time. I was on vacation, so I get it. Yeah, and I'm guilty of that. I think I went 7 days a week for about almost 7-8 months straight, until right around New Year's, and then I kind of took a little hiatus from doing as many videos, but I was still working my job. And of course, I've got an eBay store as well, so I sell records, vintage records, so I'm doing that. But that being said, I'm grateful to be busy. But yeah, I think you're very right about that. Is the stress part is the biggest thing. If you can't keep yourself from being stressed, you know, you can be around people that are sick as long as you're not stressing yourself and bringing your own immune system down. Anyhow, TCB TLC, I really appreciate everybody's comments, and the red and purple boxes. What do they mean? I don't know. I think part of it has to do with how often you comment, how long you've been a channel subscriber. I'll take a look and find out for you. All right, till next time. This is Rare Elvis Photos. Thanks for joining me on this journey.
There's one king above all, a light that never fades, a name that we call in every prayer we say. Through every storm we face, he stands tall and true, lifts us up with his grace, shows what love can do. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every eye closed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. In the darkest of the nights, when hope seems all but lost, his light it shines so bright because he took up the cross. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. In the darkest of the nights, when hope seems all but lost, his light it shines so bright because he took up the cross. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. He gave his life for us so that we all may live. Only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage.
If you can take time to share this video, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks for liking and subscribing. You guys mean the world to me. Much love to you. This is Rare Elvis Photos.